Hey, visionaries and creators, have you ever wondered, why do some people turn challenges into stepping stones, while others let the same challenges hold them back? In The Essence of Success by Earl Nightingale, we learn that it isn't just luck or talent that determines success. It's mindset, habits, and how we choose to think every single day. Today, we'll explore the first 13 chapters of this timeless classic, uncover stories from leaders across the globe, and extract lessons that can shift the way you see your own life. Welcome back to Read with Joy, where books spark bold change. Let's unlock potential, shape our future, and grow together. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Develop an excellent attitude. Why does attitude hold so much power over our lives? Because the word attitude shapes how we experience everything around us. The way we see the world is the way the world responds to us. In post-war Japan, Konosuke Matsushita, founder of Panasonic, saw possibility where others saw ruin. With no money or infrastructure, he built on attitude, not resources, teaching gratitude, service, and purpose. Every morning, workers reflected in silence, reminding themselves they weren't just making products, but rebuilding a nation. Matsushita said, "A company without spirit will collapse." That belief turned Panasonic into a global symbol of quality and helped Japan rise from rubble to respect. Lesson: your attitude is the lens through which life responds. Choose positivity and purpose. Chapter 2. Enhance your self-esteem. Why do some people drift through life without direction? Because they never define a goal that excites and challenges them. Without a destination, any path seems acceptable. Zetsche, former CEO of Mercedes-Benz, believed innovation starts with belief in people, not just products. He urged teams to see themselves as pioneers shaping the future, not just employees. With a bold vision of electric cars, autonomous driving, and luxury design, he inspired confidence they could achieve it. By raising the company's self-esteem, Zetsche didn't just build cars, he built a culture that redefined an industry. Lesson: when you raise your self-esteem, you raise your entire standard of living. Chapter 3. Foster your creative genius. Why don't we use the full power of our minds? Because we limit ourselves with doubt and routine thinking. Our minds can create miracles if we dare to use them fully. In Israel, Shai Agassi challenged the auto industry with a bold idea: battery-swapping electric cars. Instead of waiting to recharge, drivers could swap batteries in minutes, like refueling. His startup, Better Place, drew billions and global attention, though it failed in execution. But Agassi proved that real genius isn't about guaranteed success. It's about daring to imagine differently and inspiring others to do the same. Lesson: creativity is not about guaranteed success. It's about daring to see differently. Pause for a moment and tell me, how do you think your attitude, self-esteem, and creativity shape the success you create in life? Chapter 4. Set and achieve goals. Why do some people never see their dreams grow? Because they don't plant the right habits or nurture them with patience. Success starts small, like a seed, and grows with care. Wangari Maathai of Kenya planted trees with women in villages, 50 million over her lifetime. Her small, clear goal turned into a global movement that healed land and lives. Lesson: a clear goal plus persistence creates lasting impact. Chapter 5. Harness your mind's power. Why do we believe winning is harder than losing? Because we focus more on obstacles than opportunities. Winning often requires less energy than constantly coping with failure. When Lee Byung-chul founded Samsung, it was just a small trading company in post-war Korea. Through focused thought and vision, he turned challenges into innovation, leading Samsung into electronics and global tech leadership. He built a culture of learning, long-term thinking, and excellence over quick wins. Lee's mindset not only made Samsung a tech titan, but also helped transform South Korea into a global powerhouse. Lesson: a directed mind is the most powerful tool for achievement. Chapter 6. Elements of personal growth. Why do people undervalue themselves so often? Because they base their worth on opinions, not potential. Your value grows the moment you start investing in yourself. Gisele Bündchen's rise from a small Brazilian town to global stardom wasn't luck. It was self-belief, discipline, and growth. Rejected early for not fitting beauty standards, she built inner strength, professionalism, and business sense. By treating every job as growth, she turned her name into a global brand. Her story shows that personal growth isn't about perfection, it's about knowing your value and evolving with purpose. Lesson: growth is not about perfection, it's about evolution. Pause again and think. If attitude, self-esteem, and creativity open the door, how do your goals, your mindset, and your growth push you through it? Chapter 7: Writing Skills for Success. Why do most people struggle to talk openly about money? Because they were taught to fear it or feel ashamed of it. Money is simply a tool. It's our mindset that gives it meaning. Warren Buffett is admired not just for investing brilliance, but for the clarity of his writing. In simple, direct language, he made complex ideas easy to understand, building trust and credibility. He believed if you can't explain it clearly, you don't understand it well enough. Through decades of thoughtful writing, Buffett turned wisdom into influence that shaped the world of business. Lesson: writing clearly sharpens your thinking and multiplies your influence. Chapter 8: Public Speaking Skills. Why does our true character eventually show itself? Because who we are inside leaks out through our actions. Character always shines through, no matter the disguise. Nelson Mandela led not just with courage, but with words that united nations. After 27 years in prison, he spoke of dignity, forgiveness, and hope, not bitterness. His speeches were powerful because they carried conviction and moral clarity. Mandela's story shows that great speaking isn't about volume, it's about vision, truth, and the courage to share it. Lesson: true speaking power comes not from style, but from sincerity. Chapter 9: Effective Communication Skills. Why do people miss the excitement of their own lives? Because they're too busy chasing the future or fearing the past. Today is the only moment that holds real adventure. At 16, Jessica Watson sailed solo around the world, but it was her storytelling that inspired millions. Through honest blogs and talks, she shared every fear and victory with clarity. Her words made people feel like they were sailing with her. Jessica's journey proves that communication can turn personal triumph into public inspiration. Lesson: communication is the bridge that turns your story into shared inspiration. Now reflect on this. How do you use writing, speaking, and communication to create clarity that makes people listen and follow? Chapter 10: Fostering Excellent Relationships. Why do we compete so much instead of cooperating? Because we forget that success isn't limited, it multiplies when shared. The real race is against our own potential, not others. Daniel Ek of Spotify built bridges with the music industry instead of fighting it, creating a model that benefited both artists and listeners. Lesson: success grows faster through collaboration than through competition. Chapter 11: Achieving Success Throughout Life. Why do people ignore proven paths to wealth? Because they chase shortcuts instead of consistent effort. Real wealth grows from serving others with value over time. Jack Ma faced endless rejections. Even KFC turned him down. But he never saw failure as final. He turned setbacks into fuel for vision. With little tech experience, he built Alibaba through persistence and customer obsession. His journey proves success isn't one moment. It's a lifelong commitment to growing, adapting, and never giving up. Lesson: success is not a single victory. It's a lifelong process of persistence. Chapter 12: Achieving Happiness Throughout Life. Why do people avoid looking deeply at themselves? Because it's easier to fix the world than to face your own flaws. Self-awareness is the beginning of personal power. Kjell Inge Røkke rose from fisherman to one of Norway's richest men through shipping and drilling. But he discovered happiness wasn't in wealth, it was in purpose. He pledged to give most of his fortune away and built a ship to clean the oceans. Rucka's story shows that true happiness comes not from success alone, but from using success to serve something greater. Lesson: happiness is not accumulation, it's contribution. Chapter 13: Succeeding in Life with Goal Setting. Why do we think someone else controls our future? Because we forget that we are our own boss every day. No one drives your life unless you hand them the keys. Tobias Lütke set one clear goal: build a better way to sell online. What began as tools for his snowboard shop became Shopify, empowering millions worldwide. His story proves that clear goals don't just change your life, they help others succeed too. Lesson: goals put you in the driver's seat of your destiny. Think again. How are you using relationships, persistence, and happiness, guided by goals, to live with intention instead of chance? And that wraps up part 1 of The Essence of Success by Earl Nightingale. If you want more, explore this book along with 40 other life-changing summaries at www.readwithjoy.in or email us for a physical copy. From Matsushita's attitude to Maathai's goals, from Buffett's clarity to Mandela's voice, these stories prove that success begins with thoughts, grows with habits, and flourishes with purpose. Here's a reflection for you. Are your daily actions leading you closer to your vision of success or pulling you further away? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching from Read with Joy. See you in the next one.